Turn to the other big story tonight. One of the biggest revelations yet by 2611 terror accused David Headley. Today, on the third day of his deposition via video conference with the courts in Mumbai, Headley claimed that Ishrat Jehan, who was killed in an encounter with the Gujarat anti-terror squad in June 2004, was indeed a Lashkar terrorist. According to Headley, his Lashkar colleague Muzammil Bhatt had told him how terror mastermind Zakir Rahman Lakhvi had spoken about a female recruit who was killed in an encounter in India. Lakhvi reportedly named Ishrat Jehan in the conversation. The revelation was made when the special public prosecutor asked Headley about the Lashkar's botched-up mission in Gujarat. Headley went on to identify the name of Ishrat Jehan as a LeT operative. However, government sources say it may not have any impact necessarily on the case since it's based on hearsay.
When he had categorically said that Muzammil Bhatt told him, and he also said that as to why Zakir Rahman Lakhvi was upset and annoyed by his botched operation, and therefore I did ask him how you came to know about that botched operation. Then he said that Muzammil Bhatt told me that this had happened. In fact, I did not put any particular name of the woman attacker of LeT, and in fact I had given in all fairness various options which I came to know from our investigating officers, and therefore I put 3-4 names, out of which Mr. Headley had selected one.
भी खुलासा हो रहे हैं, इससे हमारा जो भारत सरकार का, हमारा सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज, हमारा जितने भी प्रोसिक्यूटिंग एजेंसीज का, सबके लिए ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि सीधा सीधा साफ साफ चीज सामने में आ रहा है. अब किस दिशा में कैसे करना है उसका खुलासा तो नहीं कर सकते हैं, और जांच का विषय है, जहां तक है उसका एक प्रक्रिया होता है, उसको मैं उसका दिशा को तो नहीं बता सकता हूं, लेकिन हमारे देश के लिए, हमारा एजेंसीज के लिए ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि सही खबर और सही दिशा मिल रहे हैं.
David Coleman Headley, or whatever the guy's name is, has made some assertion. Please investigate it. You know, if you can always reinvestigate Ishrat Jahan's credentials, but to use that statement to try and justify a fake encounter, and an encounter held to be fake after a CBI investigation under the aegis of a court-monitored process, I am afraid is neither permissible by law or by jurisprudence. So therefore, these are two distinct issues.
Meanwhile, former Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf told India today in an exclusive interview that Headley, being a witness, could have been manipulated. Therefore, Pakistan would not trust any of his claims. Listen in.
The big discussion in India is around the revelations of David Coleman Headley, a Lashkar-e-Taiba operative deposing before a Mumbai court via video conferencing, has revealed the deep nexus between the ISI, the Pakistani army, and Lashkar-e-Taiba. He reveals how all the financing, the terror training, the moral support is provided by serving officials from the Pakistani army, and he says he's named his handlers who were responsible for training him. This denial that Pakistan has been putting out before the world for a long time now has been demolished by one of its own operatives now, General Musharraf.
Well, witnesses, if you hand over any witness to any intelligence organization, they can get anything out of them, out of the witness. They can be manipulated and they can be forced to say anything. So I don't believe whatever he is saying unless our investigation and our intelligence says the same.
Sir, because it cannot be denied as simply as that. He has revealed that there were 2 ISI officers by the name of Major Ali, Major Iqbal, who tasked him on what he should do when he visits India, who told him where he would get his money from. He's named senior officials like Brigadier Riaz, Colonel Shah, Lieutenant Colonel Hamza, Major Samar Ali, all of whom were serving officials in the Pakistani army, and he says those are the people who trained him.
Well, no comments at all, and I will not go along with the statements of one witness who is in your custody and who will speak out. He will blurt out anything that you want him to say.
Whether it's the Lashkar-e-Taiba or the Jaish-e-Mohammed, they are still actively supported, financed and abetted by the Pakistani army.
Yes, indeed, because you are not coming on the negotiating table. You are not addressing the issue. Therefore, the support to the Mujahideen, as we call them, continues at the mass level, at the massive public level. Everyone wants to support them. They want to go and fight against your army in Kashmir.
So again and again you mentioned Kashmir,
Massively.
but all the recent attacks have happened outside of Kashmir. Most recently in Pathankot,
Mumbai,
before that
yes.
in Mumbai,
No.
there's Dinanagar that happened. Just one second, General
Yes.
Musharraf, before you move any
That is-
further, I just want to paraphrase what you just said.
I want to
saying,
correct one.
you've just told
When
us,
you- when-
General Musharraf, that the training that was given to the Lashkar-e-Taiba and organizations like the Jaish-e-Mohammed in the 1990s is continuing even today. That is your admission to India
No.
today, just a few moments ago.
First let me go back, because you cut my whatever I was going to say. When you keep talking of Mumbai, you should link it with what you did in Gujarat. You should link it with what happened to the Pakistanis in Samjhota Express, right? Link Bombay with that. These things happen as a reaction to something that you have done.
The perpetrators of the
No, we
Samjhota
don't know
attack
that.
are being tried.
We don't know that.
Whereas
We want-
Zakir Rahman
we
Lakhvi,
don't know that.
we know that. They're in an Indian jail, whereas Zakir Rahman
No,
Lakhvi
sir, we don't
and
know that.
Hafiz Saeed are roaming
We
free,
want to be
threatening more
involved.
attacks.
We want to be involved in the Samjhota Express killings. We want to be involved. We want you to hand over those people to Pakistan, because Pakistanis were killed, over 100 of them. So what you have done, we don't even know whether they are in prison or whatever. We don't know it
Absolutely,
at
they're
all.
in prison
Whether
and
you
they're
are
being
covering that.
tried.
Okay, General Musharraf, they're giving the Pakistani viewpoint. Pakistan still living in denial when it comes to the claims of David Coleman Headley. But the big questions that David Coleman Headley's confessions today or revelations have raised: was Ishrat Jehan a terrorist or not? A. B. Is the encounter fake or not? C. Is Ishrat Jehan's case caught in a political battle or not? Three big questions that I want to pose. I will be joined by a full panel in a moment. Joining me initially, C.R. Keswan, spokesperson of the Congress, and Brinda Grover, who's been advocate for the case, a human rights activist, and she has been fighting for Ishrat Jehan's family. I'll be joined by Jaidev Ranade, former Additional Secretary Raw, and Sambit Patra of the BJP in a short while. But I want to get two of you first. First, Brinda Grover, since you are the lawyer and perhaps in that sense have the most to defend, as a result of the statements, the revelations made by David Coleman Headley, would you concede that your case has weakened today? Because your case somewhere certainly was premised on the belief that Ishrat Jehan was innocent and therefore was killed in a fake encounter.
Not at all. I think you've confused and conflated two aspects, which are A, distinct, and actually nothing that Headley has said today casts even a distant shadow on the murder cases that are pending in Gujarat trial court, which had come to a conclusion on a basis of charge sheet filed after SIT monitored in Gujarat High Court monitored SIT and CBI investigation, which informed in the charge sheet that she was murdered in cold blood after being illegally detained and taken into custody. 7 senior police officers of Gujarat Police and 4 IB men are to be prosecuted for cold-blooded murder. This evidence, so-called evidence, it is not evidence in law, as I will explain in a minute, has nothing to do with the murder trial, and this will not even be read over there. Under Indian law, and I think the law does not change with change in political regime, and the constitution remains the same. You cannot kill a person you have taken into custody, and therefore we will recall that we held a trial for Ajmal Kasab. We did not shoot him dead because he was in our custody.
No, are you saying,
Therefore, by
just a
saying
minute,
that
are
we
you
have
saying,
killed
Brinda
a
Grover, are
terrorist-
you saying that the fact that whether Ishrat was a terrorist or not has no material impact at all on the case that you are fighting at the moment, that these are two distinct issues?
Yes, yes, in law and in fact. You cannot kill somebody in cold blood who is in your custody.
But you were
This
in
is the
denial.
law of
But
the
were
land.
you accepting
He
the
may
basic
dislike
fact that she
somebody.
could have been a Lashkar terrorist? Are you willing to accept that fact?
No. Now I will come to yes. So you had said A, B, C. There were 3 aspects. I've answered B. Now I'm going to A. Let us look at what David Headley has said. He has no evidence because what is his question answer? One of his answers is, do you know any female suicide bomber of LET? The question posed to him, he answers, no, I do not know any female suicide bomber of LET. He's asked, do you know the name of any female suicide bomber? He says, no, I do not know the name. This is David Headley, who for last 2 days has given us copious evidence, because he has knowledge of names of ISI, LET. He is not a reticent man. He has a great memory. He speaks at length. He names everybody. But that is about events and things that he has either witnessed, heard while it was happening, seen with his own eyes. That is a witness. What does he say today? When he is asked, do you know of a botched up operation in India? He says, I overheard 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba persons talking. Later, one of them, when I asked him, he said, such and such thing had happened. It is double hearsay over here.
You're saying it's double
He still does not give a
hearsay.
name. The public prosecutor is not satisfied. He then plays the Karodpati game with the witness and says, I will give you multiple choice. Pick one. At which point he names Ishrat Jehan. Is this evidence? Not under Indian law, not under any law that I know of.
Okay,
This
you
is
made
not
your
evidence.
point.
It had not be read as evidence.
You're saying A, it cannot be read as evidence. B, you claim it's based on double hearsay. C, you say that your central point of your case has always been that the encounter which took place was cold-blooded murder, and that is the central point basis of your case. Sambit Patra of the BJP respond to what Brinda Grover has said, that this is A, double hearsay, that therefore it counts for little in Indian law, and B, the central point of the case was whether Ishrat was killed in cold-blooded murder, not necessarily whether she was a terrorist or not. And Headley's confessions at the moment, in any case, do not conclusively prove that Ishrat is a terrorist.
There are 2 cases, Rajdeep, over here. Number 1, whether Ishrat was a terrorist or not, and secondly, whether the encounter was a fake one or a right one. As far as the encounter is concerned, it is in the court, let the courts decide. As far as whether she is terrorist or not, I have 2 points to make. What is the charge that we charge the Congress of? The charge is that the Congress hid something under the carpet so that the truth does not come out. What did the Congress did not let the people know for 10 long years from 2004 to 2014? That is the 2 paragraph of the NIA report, the 117-page report of NIA, which the NIA submitted after interrogating Headley in America, had 2 paragraphs deleted. And since these paragraphs were reported to the media, and if I remember rightly, which I remember, I have a good memory, your channel, that is the Headlines Today and Aaj Tak, were the one which broke this news of the 2 paragraphs which were deleted. These 2 paragraphs of the NIA report explicitly speak about the same fact what was told by Headley today. It names the Ishrat Jehan module and as to how this module was used by the LET for a botched up operation.
But the BJP,
question to the Congress is,
but the
why
BJP,
Congress
but the
was,
BJP
just
has
a
also
second, let me just complete this last 2 lines.
Yes, go ahead.
The last line is why the Congress deleted this paragraph, 2 paragraphs of the NIA report. I have the Hindustan Times with me of that time. Let me just read out 2 lines and I finish my words. Highly placed government sources have told that note was found on file on July 5 when it was called for by Union Home Ministers Sushil Kumar Sindhe. It was also shown to members of the Congress core group, including Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. So why should we not question the Congress?
You absolutely have every right.
The Prime Minister,
you
these 2
absolutely have
paragraphs
every
should be
right.
deleted.
Sambit Patra, I will come back to the point which you said that whether it's a fake encounter should be decided by the court or not, because interestingly BJP leaders have already said Headley's confession means that it was not a fake encounter. So that's interesting that you are distancing yourself from that argument, but you are making an important point about your claim that the Congress did not want to tell the world about Headley's deposition, wherein Ishrat, he suspected, was a Lashkar terrorist. And Mr. Keswan, the fact is that a Home Ministry official, Mr. Mani, has also claimed that his statements that Ishrat was a terrorist were removed under pressure and his submissions were changed. You want to respond to that, Mr. Keswan? There are serious question marks, therefore, over whether the UPA government wanted to go public with the fact that Ishrat could have been a terrorist.
First thing about the affidavit here, Rajdeep.
Yes.
2009, in August, there was an affidavit on behalf of the Home Ministry saying that Ishrat Jehan was a terrorist. This is a report I have, which the CB has, said it's in Economic Times. It very clearly says IB officer is responsible, for the affidavit, because Mr. Rajendra Kumar at that time when this affidavit was filed was a special director in the IB in the central government, and he gave the inputs. But this was the same Rajendra Kumar who was the Gujarat intelligence chief when this encounter happened. So in order to save his skin, as the CBI says, he very clearly gave inputs to the Home Ministry saying that Ishrat Jehan was a terrorist. The CBI, when they got to know of this, they said no, this is being influenced, and they changed the affidavit so that they could take action on Mr. Rajendra Kumar. That answers the question.
No, that doesn't answer the question. That doesn't answer the question. The belief is that the Congress, the belief is that the Congress party, which controlled, of course, the Home Ministry, it was your government, in a sense, got the CBI to challenge what the IB was claiming. The Intelligence Bureau was always claiming that Ishrat was a terrorist. The CBI, on the other hand, was not willing to make a categorical statement to that effect. And that suited the Congress government at the time. That is the reality.
If you let me complete, Rajdeep.
Yes.
Rajdeep, please don't interrupt my flow. See, two things I want to mention categorically. First, the Metropolitan Court in Ahmedabad very clearly said this was a fake encounter. Then a High Court first had an SIT, and please remember why the High Court changed the SIT. The Gujarat High Court changed the SIT in April 2011, saying that if the state government interferes, we'll give it to the CBI. And in December 2011, they changed it to the CBI. And coming back to your question here, it is very clear here that the IB had a official who had a conflict of interest because he himself was being accused.
Mr. Keswan, your leaders like Digvijay Singh, claimed from day one.
Rajdeep, you didn't interrupt anybody.
No. Because Mr. Keswan, Mr. Keswan,
I'm answering the question. If you interrupt me, I can't make my point. Let me. This is the second time you're interrupting me. I'm making a point. You ask me after substantively, I reply. The NIA part, I'll tell you, in January 3rd to 9th in 2010, the NIA investigated Headley in front of the US authorities. And what do they claim here? That Mr. Headley named Ishrat Jehan. Today you heard Vrinda Groverji saying, they needed a multiple choice given by the public prosecutor and Padma Shri Ujjwal Nikam until he gave the multiple choice. Headley couldn't answer. If Headley had deposed in 2010, very clearly naming, Ishrat Jehan as an LeT operative in the NIA, investigation in America, why the hesitation today? And Mr. G.K. Pillai, who was the Home Secretary, in 2009 and 2011, when the affidavit was filed and, when the judgment came in, he was very clear. He said, it is not about Ishrat Jehan being a terrorist or not, whether she is innocent or not, the fact that it was a criminal handling of
one minute.
encounter cannot
Mr.
be taken
Keswan,
away.
now can you hold on?
The fact he said
Mr. Keswan, now hold on.
Very,
just hold on. Because there are two aspects to this. One is whether she was a terrorist or not, and the other is whether this was a fake encounter or not. Let's be clear. There are Congress leaders who have gone on record, who have given us a clean chit. I have with me Jitendra Awad of the NCP, who comes from the constituency where Ishrat Jahan's family comes from, Mumbai. Mr. Jitendra Awad, you are among those who from day one has said Ishrat Jahan was not a terrorist. She was innocent. Today, as a result of what has happened, are you willing to say that maybe you got that wrong, that part wrong?
No, basically what was today's news and today's talks which are going on, the questionnaire given to Headley and the options given to Headley after that itself proves that Headley did not know anything. He was given option. Now Ishrat Jehan, it is not a hidden secret that Ishrat Jehan has been on the front page of every newspaper all around the world. It is definitely not hidden from David Coleman Headley also that there is something called some incidents has taken place in Gujarat and some Ishrat Jehan is involved in it, and the talks.
Mr. Jitendra Awad, please answer my question directly. Do you believe that Ishrat Jehan, as a result of what Headley claims, double hearsay as Vrinda Grover calls it, are you willing to concede that maybe she was in some way involved with the Lashkar? Yes or no? I want a straight answer.
I am 100% with what Vrinda Grover says.
Vrinda Grover is saying that based on the law, Vrinda, correct me if I am wrong, you are saying based on what you have heard today in court, You believe A, it's not legally sustainable, and B, you are insisting that you want the claim of fake encounter to be separated from the issue of whether Ishrat is a terrorist or not. Am I clear on that?
Just one, I'll just add two very small things. It's not that I want the fake encounter case to be cleared from that. The Indian law says you cannot kill anybody you have taken into custody. So that murder charge remains against 4 IB officers and 7 Gujarat police officers.
But we don't know. We don't know that. Sorry to interrupt, Brinda. We don't know. Sorry to interrupt so early, but we don't know necessarily whether it was a fake encounter or not. That is still before the court. Let's be clear on that.
All right. Yes. Can I just say?
Yes.
We know because a Gujarat division bench monitored an SIT investigation, a Gujarat division bench High Court monitored an SIT investigation where police officers were picked, including from the highest cadres of this country. Thereafter, again further probed by the CBI. The CBI has filed a charge sheet. In the charge sheet, under the heading Antecedents of the Deceased, for Ishrat Jehan, it says, and I'm quoting from the charge sheet, there is nothing to show that she has any links with terrorism. That is filed in a Gujarat court. It is a little baffling while CBI, which is now an independent agency, is not prosecuting these people.
Could the CBI have been influenced by the Congress government? Could the CBI have been influenced by the Congress government at the time to file this report?
I really hope that the report was monitored, the investigation was monitored by a division bench of the Gujarat High Court. Are we going to cast aspersions on our judiciary? What are we doing in this country? What, in the middle of all these political agendas, do we want to destroy the judicial institutions? What we do know is that there is evidence, 164 statement recorded before a magistrate in Gujarat of a Gujarat police officer on record. I am again speaking from the facts, where he says and he names, he says that approval for this encounter was received the evening before from the then Chief Minister of Gujarat and the Home Minister. This is in the 164 statement. What are they going to do with this evidence? Why is there this anxiety to bring into the 2611 trial material that has nothing to do with it? What were the questions about?
Sambit Patra,
can I please come in?
Sambit Patra, very serious allegation is being made by Vrinda Grover today.
I am reading,
that political agendas
from the charge sheet.
If
I
the
am
Congress,
reading from the charge sheet.
Can I please?
Yes.
Sambit Patra, please answer on facts. Do not.
Can I please come in, Ms. Vrinda Grover? You have had your chance. Allow me to speak.
You have a bad habit.
Yes.
You have a bad habit, so I'm filing all these caveats because Mr. Sambit Patra casts personal aspersions when he does not have facts to rely upon.
Sambit, respond. No, let him respond, ma'am.
Did I cast a personal aspersion on you? What is it, Rajdeep? What is it? She is a lawyer. What kind of lawyer she is? Look at the behavior of a lawyer on a national television.
No.
When I have not even opened my mouth, this kind of behavior from our panelists.
Please.
Look at it.
I plead, there are viewers out there. There are viewers out there. Let's hear every side. Sambit, please go ahead.
I didn't even speak, and that's why I say people like Sanjeev Bhatt and Vrinda Grover have their own agenda to run. We know that. The nation knows that. We have seen what has happened to Sanjeev Bhatt. The Supreme Court has caught Sanjeev Bhatt by the neck.
Okay, let's go to the facts.
Supreme Court has caught Sanjeev Bhatt by the neck. By the way, let me come. Let me come to the point.
You have nothing to say on facts.
Madam, we know the story of you and Sanjeev Bhatt. We know the country knows you all. So please don't shout.
Respond, Sambit Patra, on facts.
Oh, really? The country knows you and your party.
Number one.
Yes.
Look at it, Rajdeep.
Sambit, respond on facts.
As far as this case of Ishrat Jehan is concerned, there are a number of coincidences which the Congress has to answer. And I am speaking from fact. As rightly stated by my friend from Congress, Mr. Keshavan, there were 2 affidavits. One affidavit during one Home Minister and a second affidavit during Mr. Chidambaram. The first affidavit and the second affidavit were both in fact placed by the then government. Number one, the first affidavit states intelligence input that Ishrat had links with LeT. The second affidavit says Ishrat LeT links were fabricated, not real. The first affidavit says encounter followed tip-off from the central agency. The second affidavit is changed to say IB officer posted in Gujarat conspired with errant state cops. The first affidavit says Ishrat and her module was planting CM's assassination. The second affidavit says Gujarat cops planned encounter and then planted IB report. Who was the IB reporting to, by the way? Who was the IB reporting to? The IB was reporting to Mr. Manmohan Singh, and then the real Prime Minister, Super Prime Minister, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. It was not reporting to the Gujarat Chief Minister, that is Mr. Narendra Modi, or to Amit Shah.
You are claiming there were two affidavits, and the affidavit when Mr. Chidambaram was the Home Minister was in contrast and variance to the earlier affidavit. Vrinda Grover, you want to quickly respond to that?
Rajdeep, can I answer?
Yeah, okay, let Mr.
I just want to add one more fact.
Yes.
I just want to add.
Rajdeep, it was
I
to
just
me
want to add one
because
more
of the
fact,
attack
and
on
then
the
Mr.
Congress
Keshwat
party.
can answer all the political
No, no,
charges.
yes.
I just want to add one more fact.
Go.
There is a recording which is part of the charge sheet where the Advocate General of Gujarat sat in a meeting in his office where the accused, who are now accused in the Ishrat case, one day before the Gujarat High Court was to pronounce the order, the Advocate General, the defense counsels of the accused, the Home Secretary, the Secretary to the Chief Minister, all sat in a meeting, and the subject matter of discussion, this is all on record, it's part of the CBI charge sheet. They discussed what to do if the court declares it to be a fake encounter. This is the manner in which that case was allowed to be proceed.
I am aware.
Advocate General has never been action. He continues to remain the Advocate General of the state of Gujarat.
You made the point. Yes, Mr. Keswan, and then I'll bring in Jaidev Ranade, who's patiently listening to this.
I need to respond.
Yeah, quickly respond, because there is a question mark. Affidavits were changed is what Sanbit Patra says on record. Affidavits were changed. Yes.
Rajdeep, please look at this.
Yes.
Please
Rajdeep,
look at
I
this.
just want to give you
February
information.
9, 2014 Economic Times. Please
Yes.
read the headline here. IB officer behind affidavit declaring Ishrat Jehan a terrorist. I have explained it, and they are turning an Elson's eye purposely. It is very, very clear at the behest of Mr. Rajendra Kumar that it was changed because he had a conflict of interest, because the CBI had investigated him. Let us please understand, two judicial inquiries have categorically stated this
Reporting
is
to,
a
by
fake
the way.
encounter. If the BJP wants to stand in support of the people who have, been accomplices, or no, let me complete, have been complicit in this fake encounter, why they are in the government, the CBI's charge sheet is in, the appropriate court. Let them go ahead and change the affidavit and take the action if they think this is wrong. See, it is very, very clear, Rajdeep, that, the people who played politics with this today. Let me ask you a question. They are talking about Headley's, oath. What about all the officials under NIA? What about the SIT? What about the High Court monitored, CBI approved? All of them were done under oath too. You think the judicial process in this country is completely invalid? And
One minute.
by saying this, this
One
is true,
minute,
and what
one
the
minute, case
court
one.
pronounced saying that this was a fake encounter was false?
Yes, Jitendra Awad, what is it that you want to say?
Can I?
Jitendra Awad, quickly. What is it that you want to say?
Basically, the girl who was staying in Maharashtra, not in Gujarat.
Yes.
So the IB advisory has to come to the Home Minister of Maharashtra and Chief Minister of Maharashtra and the Home Department of Maharashtra to inform that there is a LeT operative staying in your state. She was there 4 days before at her residence, all 24 hours. All of a sudden, this advisory goes to Gujarat and she is shot dead in Gujarat. So the basic contradiction is that why did Gujarat review her advisory when she was staying in Maharashtra? Maharashtra has to come to know in details that who is the LeT operative and what are her plans.
Okay, I've heard the politicians. I want to bring in Jaidev Ranade, and then I'll come to you, Sambit, for a final word. But Jaidev Ranade, you're listening to what is being said. Is this now about battles between the CBI and the Intelligence Bureau that got caught in a political tug of war? And will we ever know the truth as a result? Will we ever know the truth? Are we going to now start believing Headley on hearsay and not believe either the NIA, the courts of this country, the witnesses that the Gujarat police put out or the SIT put out? What are we to believe? What's left to believe, sir?
Well, I wouldn't take such a pessimistic view, Rajdeep. I'd just like to make 2 points here. Firstly, that the IB reports linking Ishrat Jehan with the LeT are reports that would have been generated by a source at some level and then processed at least 2-3 levels before it reached the level of the director or deputy director of the SIB in Gujarat and the headquarters in the IB. So it's not easy to doctor such reports, and I'm sure the IB would have them. So would the MHA.
Right.
Second, as far as the advisory reaching Gujarat and not Maharashtra. Maybe it reached both, I am not aware. But certainly if the action was to take place in Gujarat, they would have been in a rush to get the concerned authorities alerted, which is why the advisory would have gone there.
So
as far as the fake encounter is concerned, that's a totally different issue. That's being inquired into, and I think we should just leave that as it is. But I'm just focusing on this.
But my worry is
the linkage of Ishrat Jehan with the LeT.
My worry is, of course, that the two issues are getting conflated at the moment. As a result of what Headley has said, the two issues are getting conflated. And Sambit Patra, you have come.
Can I come in on the money affidavit?
No, 1 minute.
Can I?
1 minute. Sambit Patra, no, 1 minute, Brinda.
Can I?
No, 1
Just a
minute.
minute, Raddeep.
No, please.
I
have to say very important. I have to say something very important,
This is
please.
important.
Yeah,
Please,
Brinda, I will let you come.
Can I just come on the VS money affidavit?
Yes.
Because this
No,
issue has
it is
been
my
raised by
turn. I
Sambit
have to
Patra.
speak
It's a
something
very
extremely
serious issue.
important. I have to talk now. Brinda can come
Mr.
hereafter.
Patra, Mr.
Brinda,
Patra,
please wait.
may I
It's my
request
turn.
you,
It's
Mr.
my turn. You
Patra,
can speak
just
thereafter.
a minute on the VS money.
No, Miss
Raddeep Sarkisai,
Brinda, it's okay. Let
can
me
I
speak.
read
Thereafter
out to
you can come.
No,
what is written in this?
No, Brinda, this is
Brinda,
not the
I
way.
asked
This is
Sambit
not
to
the way.
speak.
You cannot speak always when my turn is
Brinda, I
to
will let you
speak.
speak.
You
This is
cannot
on
speak
the
always
VS
when it's
money
my turn to
affidavit.
speak.
Yes, I will
never
let you
interrupt
speak.
anyone.
Raddeep,
But this is
Brinda
not
ji,
the
I will let you
VS
speak. This is
Why
not
do
right.
you all do this?
I asked Sambit Patra, I will let you
This is
speak
not
after
right,
that,
They
Miss
will
Brinda.
not allow this truth to come on record.
I will allow
They are
this
going
truth to
run
come
away
on
from
record.
Facts. I will only speak on facts.
I will allow that to come
I
on
don't
record,
think
but
so.
first Sambit.
Let's see.
Sambit, yes, go ahead.
Okay, Sambit, have your say.
Rajdeep, since Rajdeep, let me tell you, you are
Yes.
the only channel. In fact, Aaj Tak is the only channel which had the sound bite of the mother of Ishrat Jehan that fateful day.
Yes.
And you know what she said. She said and she agreed, हाँ मैं जानती हूँ मेरी बेटी खराब संगत में पड़ गई थी. It is since I am sitting on India Today, I did not tell this to any other channel. You can confirm this. On Aaj Tak, she is a singular channel which had the possession of the soundbite where the mother agrees that, well, the daughter had trespassed into domains where she should not have gone. Should we not believe this mother? Should we not believe? I asked the lawyer, Vrinda Grover, should we not have faith on this mother?
Should we not also separate the fact that Ishrat may or may not have been a terrorist with the fact that it could have been a fake encounter, Sambit Patra? Would you agree with that? When your party, just like Congressmen 5 years ago were giving Ishrat Jehan a clean chit even before examining the facts, the BJP today, based on what Headley is saying, based on hearsay, is already saying that it was not a fake encounter. Mr. DG Vanzara, who has spent several years in jail, has gone out and claimed he's vindicated. How is he vindicated? Is he vindicated according to you, Mr. Patra?
I am not the
Is he vindicated?
I am not the spokesperson. Just a second, Rajdeep.
Is the Gujarat government vindicated today?
Mr. DG
Is the
Banjara.
Gujarat government vindicated today?
On behalf of any. Just a second, sir. Just a second.
Yes.
I am not the spokesperson for DG Banjara or any policeman. The policemen will speak for themselves. As far as I am concerned, my simple submission is, since morning, the Congress party and others also, including Vrinda, has been saying that we do not have any belief on what Headley says. My answer to this is, let the Congress answer based on, just a second, based on what David Headley said way back when the NIA team went to America.
Do not intervene. Mr. Keswal, don't intervene.
Submitted to Pakistan. 2 dossiers have been submitted to Pakistan by the UPA government. Does that mean that the UPA government backtracks on these dossiers?
Please, I plead with you on a serious issue. On a serious issue, allow the fact. Producer, please switch off the politician mics. Yes, Vrinda. Now speak on Mr. Mani's affidavit, the Home Ministry affidavit. What do you want to say?
Yes, thank you, Rajdeep. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mani's affidavit was changed and it was very puzzling. As a lawyer, it was puzzling that what the hell is going on with the government. You remember the Snoop Gate done by one of the police officers who is an accused in the Ishrat case but has since been reinstated in service. Although he's not Mr. Patra is not a spokesperson for the accused policemen, but the accused policemen were reinstated by the Gujarat government.
Yes.
Let me just read out from that sting. This is the sting on record, nothing off the record. Here, P.P. Pandey, the DGP, is talking to GL Singhal of the ATS. And P.P. Pandey asks him, tomorrow someone is coming under secretary from Delhi for signing affidavit. GL Singhal says, right sir. P.P. Pandey says, tell Abhi Chandani, if he does properly, we may try to make him.
But all this went to the court of the law.
Who is
And
Abhi
the court
Chandani?
of the law
Who is
still
Abhi
upheld
Chandani?
their reinstallation.
Who is Abhi Chandani? Who is
You
Abhi
tell me,
Chandani?
did this all
Abhi
not go to
Chandani
the court
is
of the law? All
advocate
of this
VS
went to the
Money.
court of law,
Abhi
and the court
Chandani is the
upheld their
advocate of VS
reinstallation
Money.
as the police
Abhi
officers.
Chandani,
The
Mr.
court of the
Patra,
law
will you
upheld the
stop-
position
will you
taken by
stop
the
running
Gujarat
away from
government.
facts?
I need to
I
comment.
told you,
What
Rajdeep, you
running
will not
away?
let
Let
this
me
fact
answer. You
come
are a
on
lawyer.
record.
But you are a
Rajdeep,
lawyer.
this has
You
come on
always
record
selectively
now.
putting
He will
things
not
over
allow
here.
the fact
You
to come
said
on
all this
record.
in the
I
court
have
of the law,
predicted
but the
what
court of the
Patra
law
will do.
still upheld what Gujarat
Rajdeep,
government
will
did.
you now stop Sambit Patra
Rajdeep.
and
No,
allow
no, 1
truth
minute.
and
You-
facts to come on record? Rajdeep, I am waiting for an occasion to complete my
Vrinda,
sentence.
yeah,
I
complete
told
your
you
sentence.
Sambit Patra
Sambit-
will run when I say this.
Yeah, okay. What is it that you want to say?
Thank you very much.
Yes, say it.
Abhi Chandani is the lawyer of Mr. Mani. Abhi Chandani was promised the post of a High Court judge if he would do the needful. Mr. Mani does the needful. Are we really not able to understand what is happening? What is puzzling about
What
that
I am
affidavit
seeing
getting
is
changed?
competitive
This
political
is how
agendas,
things were
ma'am.
running in. What is a rogue state? The Gujarat government was operating as a rogue state. The advocate general is sitting with the accused to rupture what is happening in the court. The policemen are promising lawyers plum postings of High Court. Is the police officer there deciding who is going to become a judge of the High Court?
Let me
and
now-
that affidavit gets
Madam-
changed. Sambit
Madam,
Patra
now
is
I must
flashing
give-
that. Will Sambit Patra answer this loop?
Okay, you have had your
As an
chance.
own
You've gone on
officer.
record. You've gone on record making a serious allegation that the Gujarat state was a rogue state. I want Mr. Sambit Patra to get the final word on that. Yes, Mr. Patra.
Right from the very beginning, people like Vrinda Grover and many others have been saying that Gujarat is a rogue state and Mr. Narendra Modi is Maut ka Saudagar. But did any court of this country uphold this? No. Including from the lower courts till the Supreme Court of this country demolished most of their arguments on the basis of judicial on the basis of the judiciary of this country. And as far as appointment of High Court judges are concerned, my friend Keshavan knows as to how the Congress spokesperson Abhishek Manu Singhvi was offering appointment of High Court judge to one of the colleagues. They can best answer that.
You know, my worry is that in all these political agendas, is the nation... No, Mr. Keswan.
Mr. Sambit Patra, please.
Mr. Keswan, I am through.
Chief Justice as a governor right after a court case.
It's a very, very sad day.
Ask Abhishek Manu Singhvi as to how High Court judges are appointed.
We have
Ask him.
a viewer who's watching this program will wonder what kind of a state we exist in. Please switch off the mics. Producer, mics go off. I'm afraid this debate is over here because I think now it's becoming a slanging and shouting match. The fact is, a serious charge has been made by David Headley in the context of hearsay. It's not admissible in a court of law. And does it change the fact whether Ishrat was killed in a fake encounter or not? Where does that leave the NIA? Where does that leave the CBI? Where does that leave the Intelligence Bureau? Where does that leave the courts of the country? These are the serious questions that we must ask, because otherwise public faith in our system is being corroded because of competitive political agendas. Governments change, surely the law of the land must not. That's all that I can say today. And let's not call each other anti-national or national as a result of the fact that some of us still believe in the rule of law in this country. Let's take...
Congress President Sonia Gandhi has written to the Siachen hero's wife, saluting his endurance and willpower to serve the nation. She has added that Lance Nayak Hanumantappa has fought against the most challenging...
Hello and welcome to another episode of Gadgets and Gizmos. My name is Gaurav Prethi, and what's new? Well, we are in KL, Malaysia. It's a beautiful place where you find the tallest of the buildings, beautiful restaurants, clean roads and no cows. I wonder where...